Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into an incredible story about a young dreamer who built not just a fort, but the foundation of a huge dream. Have you ever had a dream so big it felt like you needed to build a castle for it? So, stick till the end, you will get an eye-altering lesson. Well, our hero today, a young boy named Shivaji, did exactly that. Imagine being a teenager, maybe a little older than some of you, living in a time when powerful empires ruled the land. Most people just accepted things as they were. But not Shivaji. He had a spark in his eye, a dream of Swarajya, a kingdom where his own people could live freely and with dignity. A pretty huge dream, right? But every big dream needs a starting point, a place to call home. For Shivaji, that home was going to be a fort. Now, Shivaji didn't have a giant army or endless treasure. What he had was something far more powerful, a group of loyal friends, his Movlis. These weren't princes or generals. They were tough, smart kids from the hills, just like him. They trusted Shivaji, and he trusted them. They spent their days exploring the rugged Sahyadri Mountains, learning every secret path and hidden valley. This wasn't just fun and games, it was training. Shivaji knew that, to achieve his dream, he needed to know his homeland better than anyone else. So, where do you start building a kingdom? Shivaji and his friends looked up at the mighty forts that dotted the landscape. One fort, in particular, caught his eye. It was called Torna, also known as Prakandagad, which means the massive fort. It was huge, majestic, and seemed to touch the clouds. It was controlled by the Adil Shah of Bijapur, a powerful sultan. Taking it seemed impossible. But for Shivaji, impossible was just a word. He saw Torna not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity. It was the perfect place to start. So, how do you take a massive fort without a massive army? With a brilliant plan. Shivaji didn't plan a big, noisy battle. That would have been foolish. Instead, he used his brain. He sent his smartest spies to gather information. They learned the guards' routines, the fort's weak points, everything. Shivaji knew that the guards on Torna were a bit lazy. They thought no one would ever dare to attack such a mighty fortress. They were getting comfortable, and that was their biggest mistake. One day, Shivaji and a small, hand-picked group of his best Mavla friends set out. They didn't march with flags and trumpets. They moved silently, like shadows in the forest they knew so well. Using secret paths that only they were aware of, they climbed the steep cliffs of Torna under the cover of darkness. It was a risky, heart-pounding climb. Can you imagine hanging onto rocks with the wind whistling around you, knowing that one slip could mean the end of everything? But they were driven by their dream. They reached the top and surprised the guards completely. The guards were so shocked they barely put up a fight. Shivaji and his friends had captured the impossible fort almost without shedding a drop of blood. It was a victory of cleverness and courage, not just brute force. The saffron flag of Swarajya was raised over Torna for the first time, a bright symbol of a new beginning. The dream, now, had a home. When news of this reached the Adil Shahi court, they were furious but also confused. Who was this young Shivaji? They sent officials to demand an explanation. But Shivaji was not only brave, he was also incredibly clever. He wrote back saying, "I didn't take the fort for myself. I was just improving it for you, my sultan. The old managers were corrupt in letting it fall apart. I am only managing it better for the good of the kingdom." It was such a bold and witty response that the Sultan's court was left stunned and decided to wait and see. This bought Shivaji precious time. But the capture of Torna led to something amazing. While they were repairing and strengthening the fort, Shivaji's men stumbled upon a hidden treasure. Pots filled with gold coins, left behind by some ancient king. It was like a sign from destiny. This treasure wasn't just lucky. It was crucial. It gave Shivaji the funds he needed to pay his soldiers, buy weapons, and, most importantly, start work on another, even more ambitious project. Just a few miles from Torna was a barren, rocky hill called Moramda. It was a strategic location, perfect for a new capital. Using the treasure found at Torna, Shivaji began building a brand new fort from the ground up. This wasn't just capturing a fort. This was creating one. He poured all his energy and vision into it. This new fort would be named Rajad, the king's fort. It would become the first capital of his dream of So, the capture of Torna was the first domino to fall. It gave Shivaji a base. It gave him treasure. And most importantly, it gave him and his people the belief that their dream was possible. It showed everyone that a small group of determined people, led by a visionary leader, could challenge the mightiest empires. What can we learn from this? Your dreams, no matter how big, need a starting point. A fort of your own. It might not be a stone castle, but it could be learning a new skill, starting a small project, or gathering a team of friends who believe in you. Like Shivaji, use your intelligence, be brave, and don't be afraid to take that first daring step. The treasure you find along the way might not be gold, but the confidence and resources you gain to build something even bigger. The story of Shivaji and Torna isn't just history. It's a lesson in how dreams are built, one brave step at a time. What's the first fort you're going to build for your dream? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching and journeying back in time with us. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Until next time, keep dreaming big and stay curious.